I was invited as an expert to the CARE conference, so I didn't have much awareness of the work beforehand, and of course read all the material that was sent out and found it very interesting, and I've really, really enjoyed the conference. It's been interesting to me that there's been so much agreement on some very key principles on early education and care. But I suppose the other thing is that I've learned so much more about what different countries are doing and how different countries approach it. And I still think there are some very big challenges ahead for us in terms of, are countries interested in early childhood care and education as a labor market participation issue, or are they interested in it as a child development issue? And the way in which you deliver it is very different in terms of what your main goals are. So the quality aspects that were so emphasized at this conference, with almost all of which I agree entirely, are very difficult to deliver if you have flexible childcare based on employment rather than regular sessions of early education. I think that's a really important issue for us to face up to. Overall, there are some very, very interesting participants with some very different point of view, but also with very similar points of view. And I think our challenge ahead is, given the constraints in most countries on the economy and given the financial constraints, we really need to make sure we don't let governments off the hook. So in terms of government spending, most countries in Europe now are under fiscal constraints. Particularly in Britain, we have really severe public spending constraints. And I think we need to not let government off the hook. What I was particularly pleased to hear about in this piece of work was the work that was done on workforce and how important teachers are. So there were some very, very good presentations on how important it is to have highly qualified teachers in early year settings, but also that we could link the qualifications of staff to child outcomes in terms of cognitive and social outcomes. So the stronger evidence we have on that sort of material, the stronger our arguments will be on how important early childhood education is. This work makes a real contribution to that.